Hello everybody, how is it going? It's about 11 p.m. It's I have no idea what the date is. It doesn't even matter to me what the date is usually because every day is a Monday to me or a Friday or a Tuesday or a Saturday. Any day could be a work week. Any day could be a day off. But you know what? I don't take days off, guys. If you guys For as long as you guys have been following me, have you guys seen me take a day off other than when I took holidays? Right? I'm literally hammering at it 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. I barely go out. When my friends ask me to go out, I tell them I'd rather stay home and trade. And my friends all know that already. And it's been like this for, over a year now. So I barely even get invitations to go out now because everybody knows where I stand. I would rather do what I'm addicted to, which is just trade all day and hammer at these charts. And it's not even because of the profit, right? You cannot chase the profit. You always have to make sure that you play to learn and for the valuable lessons. And then after that, the profits come, right? So you have to really see trading as a game. And imagine a game that you guys can play that will pay you substantially once you get very good at it, okay? But you don't play to win. You play just to get good for the experience and for the skills. So you have to know what you're actually chasing. So please don't ever think that I have to play more money so I can win more money. No, 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 no. Never ever do that. Only play a small amount. And trust me, guys, I speak from personal experience, and I have a lot of friends that are very good traders, and I asked them if there's one thing that you can tell any newer trader or even anyone beginner to intermediate, it would be to play a small amount. Because if you play a very tiny amount, you also get that thrill, that adrenaline, and you also get the same learning experience. Play enough to make a difference, but also play not enough so you can take a huge hit if you actually take a loss, right? So I hope that you guys are staying very cautious right now. Anyways, just a quick intro, like I always do. I kind of preach a little bit. I apologize, I don't mean to. I just care about you guys in general, right? And I've been through all of this right now already, that what some of you guys go through. And I wish that I had I wish that there was social media really available back then when I started, like on YouTube or on Twitter, where I could have actually got some advice, right? And none of that existed back then really, because crypto space was very new. So that's what myself and people like Eric Cho and Hygiene are trying to do. We're trying to help the public out because we've had a lot of luck in this industry, and of course what you know is only as powerful as what you pass on. So knowledge is only power if you actually teach and help others. So I trade literally 16 hours a day, and then in between the slower times where I see opportunity, I'll make these videos to share with you guys. So let's talk about XLM, but before we do so, I would really appreciate an upvote on steemit, and make sure you guys also like and subscribe to all this stuff on YouTube and on Twitter. So we're going to go over pretty much the exact same thing, and the reason why we're going to go over the exact same thing is because I sense the panic in the market. When you start trading a lot, you get a sixth sense. When you follow Reddit, when you follow just every single forum as well on the internet, when you follow Twitter, when you follow actually Stellar Lumens as well, right? Their Twitter, you kind of get a vibe of what's going on. And what I fear right now is a lot of panic. So this video is to be twofold. It's going to reassure you guys, first of all, and secondly, we're going to talk about risk, right? We're going to talk about the exact same thing. So let's say we're flipping a coin, guys, which I talked about before, okay? So I talked about before a flipping a coin scenario like this, all right? So we have a flip a coin scenario. Now think about this. Your buddy walks up to you and he says to you, hey man, or hey my friend, whatever, let's flip a coin, right? 10 times, all right? 10 times. Now every time you win, I will give you $240. And every time you lose, I will give you, or you owe me $100. Now we're talking about flipping a coin. That's obviously heads or tails, so there's a 50-50 chance, right? Just like right here, we'll assume there was a 50-50 chance as well, okay? But we like to weigh our decisions based on what is more leading towards, right? So our decisions are very weighted towards one side, obviously. If it was always 50-50, everybody would just be guessing, right? So what we try to do as traders is we try to find signs that it will point us to a very specific direction more than another direction. And that is what makes us make our decision to enter this trade, right? You would never enter a trade if you thought it was going to go the other way, right? And then you're betting against it. We're not talking about shorting, by the way. Like, you would never go long if you feel that the market is gonna go down, right? So $240, 50-50, 10 games, right? Out of 5 games, if it was 50-50, 5 times heads, 5 times tails, you take $240 multiplied by 5, that's $1,200. So the 2.4 risk to reward ratio, if you guys have absolutely no idea what that means, I'm going to link the risk to reward, risk management video of mine at the end of this video. So make sure that you guys follow up on these. They're very, very important lessons. And if someone had to ask me right now, what is the most important thing in trading? I will 100% tell them risk management. I firmly believe that that is by far, guys, the most important aspect in trading. If you don't know how to manage your risk, then you don't know how to manage your money. If you can't manage your money, how do you keep your money, right? So 2.4 to 1. Think of it any way you want. $24 to $10, $240 to $100, or $2,400 to $1,000. All that it means is you can win 2.4 times more than what you will lose. So if we take $240 for each win, that's $1,200 for 5 games, and for 5 losses, that's now $100, right? For 5 games, that's $500. So what's your profit? Your profit is $1,200 minus $500, which is $700. So if you played heads or tails, and you flip the coin 10 times, well, if you won 5 and you lost 5 and you can win 2.4 times more than you lose, it would absolutely be in your best interest to trade, wouldn't it? Or sorry, to take that bet. Definitely, right? So we have to ask ourselves right now, is this, you guys have to look in the mirror and ask yourself deep down right now, is this trade worth it to you? Now, to other people, it might not be worth it, right? And to some, it might be. So you guys have to figure out if this risk is worth the reward right now. And what we are talking about right now is the same setup as yesterday. You know, my entry is a little bit bad here. I'm going to change this to maybe 4,700 or so. Okay, so 4,700 or so. So we're still talking about the exact same thing. Entering between 47 to 51. We're still targeting about 62K or 6,200 Satoshi there, right? And your stop loss is entirely dependent on your comfort zone. My stop loss will be about 4,400. That's where I'm cool with it, right? So this one that right here reached 4,500. So I'm going to go for a stop loss of 4,400. Now, this is not a guaranteed winner. So anybody who takes this trade, and then if we actually lose this trade, right? If we say, oh, you made the wrong call, no, it's actually your fault if we lost this trade because you decided to take this trade, right? It's your risk, it's your money, it's your choice. Just because it says here that there's a possibility to gain 24% does not mean that it's going to happen. And that's something that we have to accept as a trader, that we always have to risk our money to make money, right? So without risk, there's absolutely no possibility of reward. So it's a little bit late now, guys, 11 o'clock. So that's why my voice is a little bit more tired now, and I'm not as enthusiastic. Sometimes when you're, I don't really get tired of doing this. Don't get me wrong, right? But I do get exhausted still because we're still human and need to sleep. So this might very well be the last video that I make today. I apologize for not getting to POE and TRX, but I did get to Enigma, and I just didn't have too much time on my hands today since the market was incredibly volatile and I wanted to play it a little bit as well. So we go to our Elliott wave rule of saying that wave 1 has to hold as a support. Well, what do you guys think right here, okay? We overlap just by a wick only. We're about to enter the 55 EMA range. The volume picked up at the 55 EMA, guys. At the 100 EMA, right? We're literally bouncing off of the 100 EMA. Wave 2 here pretty much bounced off of it as well, we can say. I changed my moving average right here just so you guys can see it. And what we notice right now, okay guys, The 3-hour candle formed already, or the last 4-hour rather, and look at this right here, guys. We got a rejection to the downside. This does look like a hammer to me as well right now, so it seems like it's a very good support kind of candle. Not only that, this one is here is also an inverted hammer, right? Inverted hammer. The bears try to push it down, but the bulls reject them with massively long wicks. So on the daily chart, what we'll see, yesterday is a pretty bearish candle, right? Bearish candle indeed. But this is hard for me to consider it an impulse failed wave right now because we are literally exactly right there. So I still see it in my perfect buy zone, and I still see it as an opportunity. And on another note as well, I do see Bitcoin not dying, right? It's not really holding, but it's not really dying as well right now. So Bitcoin has been rejected many, many, many times in the 9K range. The bears are trying to push it down to 9K, and the bulls are swiftly defending it every time that happens. Though I want to make very clear note, okay? And please understand and remember this, that if Bitcoin decides to go down to like 9,500, then bets are off, guys. Bets are off, because we can almost expect Bitcoin to drag down the entire market with it, okay? It's just how Bitcoin is. So we have to make sure that we also follow Bitcoin very, very closely as well, because it will have a major impact on all the other coins. So this setup right now, definitely, to me, it's a worthwhile setup to take. 2.4 risk to reward ratio, absolutely, to gain a possible big amount, to gain a possible amount of 24%. You know, my stop loss is about 4,500, like I said, but realistically, guys, I'm probably gonna make it tight. I'm gonna make it like super tight. I'll probably end up going for like 4,600, I'm guessing. I can lose 7% of my money, no problem. It's still pretty decent, right? This is now a 3.0 risk to reward. But you know, we'll actually keep it 2.4 just for the sake of consistency with what I said earlier. So the target still stands, guys. The target still stands based on my projections right here, right now, that we're going to get basically a double top here, but provided that Bitcoin holds, okay? So you guys have to ask yourself, is this trade worthwhile? I'm not here to give you guys buy signals and sell signals. I'm here to help you guys learn how to think critically, because this is a serious job. It is not one of those jobs that you go to and you can slack off. It requires so much brain power and practice and educating yourselves and knowing how to think from different angles and how to critically think as well. So we must exercise judgment in all of these cases and ask ourselves, am I following this guy blindly right now because he said this and that and that? You guys have to challenge my thinking. You guys have to challenge my technical analysis and challenge yourself. Because if you do that, then eventually you guys are not even going to follow me in a year. You guys are going to know exactly how I think, and you guys are going to be able to formulate your own opinions, and you guys are going to, one day it's just going to click and it's going to be a beautiful thing, okay? So make sure that you guys are always thinking for yourselves as well and exercising good judgment and challenging things that you see online, challenging technical analysis as well. If you guys think that this is a worthwhile trade to take and you are okay with the possible risk, then absolutely take it. I firmly believe that there's a chance for us to uptrend there, provided that Bitcoin does hold, right? But other than that, if it does not hold, then unfortunately, we're going to see a downtrend. And you know, this wave 4 could be very well over here as well, okay? We never know, right? It could be somewhere like that. It could take a little bit longer as well, for all we know. So patience, guys. This is a game of patience. Just like how Eric and I were talking about ICX, right? A lot of people were freaking out with ICX. We kept, sorry for saying freaking out. That's not a polite word to say. People were getting very anxious about their situation, so I was updating ICX often. I was trying to promote Eric's tweets as well to also encourage people. And guess what, guys? We hit target on ICX. That was like unbelievable plays, right, guys, for ICX. So I'm really happy that everyone got into it. So right now, I am in the exact same boat as you guys right now, where we're just waiting for this play. So these are my quick thoughts on XLM, and just to give a quick lesson on how I think during these times as well, how I evaluate risk to reward, and how it factors into my decision making every single day. Other than that, I hope this video has helped you in one way or another to remain cautious or to improve your critical thinking skills with trading. If it has, I would really appreciate an upvote on Steemit, and make sure you also like, subscribe, and share to all the stuff on YouTube and on Twitter as well. And don't be scared to make requests, guys, for TA. I will be more than happy to eventually visit them, right? I'm just more so sticking to my guns right now and to the coins that I've been focusing on, because I don't want to abandon you guys, first of all. And secondly, I want to hold myself very accountable, since I want to follow up on these coins rather than just make some bullish call and then not follow up with it later, right? Holding yourself accountable in crypto is very important, because that is one of the best ways that you can learn and grow as a trader, right? You accept your losses, you man up, basically. No gender inequality there, if anyone took it that way, but you just man up and you hold yourself accountable and you follow it up with that way always. So have yourselves a great night, traders. This will most likely be my last video unless I decide to have some coffee, and we'll go from there. So have yourselves a great night, and maybe we'll see each other at 62K. Maybe we're gonna all get stopped out together. Either way, I'll see you guys there. Take it easy now. Bye.